For 10 long years, the night of Samar's death had haunted Kareem like a shadow stitched to his soul. He remembered that final call vividly, the way Samar's voice cracked with terror, the static in the background, the trembling words, "Don't leave me, someone's here." And then nothing. Silence. A silence that clung to him every night since. But tonight, the impossible happened. While Kareem sat in his dim apartment, scrolling mindlessly through old photos, his phone buzzed once, twice, before lighting up with a name he thought he'd never see again. Samar. The same number that had been shut down after the accident. The same number that had been disconnected, burned, and buried with him. At first, Kareem thought it was a glitch. Or someone's sick joke. But when the ringtone echoed through the room, the same tone Samar had used, the air grew heavy, the walls colder, and the room felt smaller. His hand trembled as he reached for the phone. The screen flickered. The call persisted. It felt like the phone itself was begging him to answer. His heartbeat drummed in his ears, louder with every passing second, as if warning him that nothing about this moment was normal. And yet, with a mix of fear and curiosity twisting inside him, he finally pressed answer, unaware that this single decision would pull him back into a nightmare he thought ended a decade ago. The moment Kareem answered, a deep static growl seeped into his ear, like the phone was breathing. For a few seconds, there was no voice, only that wet, broken sound of uneven breathing. A sound he had heard once before, on the night Samar died. It crawled into his bones, freezing him in place. Then, faintly, a voice emerged from beneath the static, dragging each word like something heavy clinging to it. Kareem, the way it spoke his name wasn't human, it was stretched, distorted, soaked in agony. Something inside him recoiled. Memories rushed back, Samar calling from the old factory, whispering that someone was following him, begging Kareem to come. But Kareem had been too far, too late, and Samar was found burned beyond recognition. Samar, he whispered now, though fear squeezed the breath from his chest. The line crackled violently, like nails scraping metal, before the voice replied, "You left me, alone." The room darkened. Not the lights, no, the air itself felt darker, thicker, as if the voice was sucking warmth and life from the space around him. Kareem stepped back, nearly dropping the phone as his legs shook uncontrollably. "Where are you?" he managed to ask. A terrible pause followed. Then, from the depths of something hollow and endless, came the words, "Still waiting, where you abandoned me." And the line went dead. Before Kareem could breathe, his phone buzzed again, this time with a message. His stomach twisted when he saw the attached image. It was the factory. The same abandoned factory where Samar died 10 years ago. Burned walls, collapsed roof, rusted gates, yet the photo wasn't old. It was taken minutes ago. Worse, there was a faint figure standing inside the doorway. Humanoid, but twisted, as if its bones bent the wrong way. Beneath the image, 3 words appeared, "Come to me." His pulse hammered violently in his throat. Every instinct told him to run, to throw the phone away, to hide. But something darker pulled at him, a guilt that had never healed. Maybe if he went, he could finally end this nightmare. Maybe he owed Samar that much. The air around him shifted. The lights flickered. A cold wind swept across the room though all windows were closed. It was as if something in the house moved past him, guiding him toward the door. He grabbed his keys with trembling fingers, stepped outside, and felt the temperature drop sharply, as if the night itself knew where he was going and didn't want him to reach it alive. The drive to the factory felt unreal, like the world shifted into some muted, lifeless version of itself. Streetlights flickered as he passed beneath them, each one dimming until his car rolled away. By the time he reached the outskirts, a thick fog swallowed the road, leaving only a narrow path that seemed carved out just for him. The factory loomed in the distance, charred, skeletal, and breathing cold. The gates were open, creaking softly despite the still air. Kareem stepped out of the car, feeling as though invisible fingers brushed across his skin, urging him forward. His footsteps echoed unnaturally loud, as if the building was amplifying every sound he made. The smell of old smoke and rust hit him like a wall. He raised his phone for light, its weak glow slicing into the darkness. Suddenly, the sound returned, the same broken breathing from the call. It floated through the halls, weaving between shadows, circling him. Sammer, he whispered, though regret immediately tightened his throat. Something moved to his right. Then to his left. Something crawling, dragging, waiting. He wasn't alone. The breathing grew louder, closer, until it felt like it was right behind him. Kareem turned, light shaking in his hand, and the beam landed on something that froze his blood. Sammer stood there. Or, what used to be Sammer. His body was charred and cracked like burnt wood, pieces of skin peeling away to reveal glowing ember-like flesh beneath. His head tilted unnaturally, mouth torn as if melted. But his eyes burned with a red, furious light. You finally came, the creature rasped, voice layered with static, fire, and grief. Kareem stumbled back. Sammer. I tried, you left me, the ghost hissed, stepping forward with a scraping sound that echoed like metal screaming. The flames under his skin pulsed with each step. Kareem raised the phone instinctively, but the ghost reached out and placed a burned hand over the screen. The phone lit up again, incoming call, Sammer, though Sammer was right there, inches from him. The creature leaned in, whispering with a voice that sounded like burning wires, the call isn't over, and the world around Kareem melted into darkness as the screen shattered in his hand.